Our intended learning outcomes for today is that at the end of the session, the student should be able to apply the C-line method. This is what we are going to talk about, C-line method and load balancing to determine the stresses at service stage. So, dalawa po yan, C-line saka load balancing. We're also going to apply the NSCP 2015 stress limit for transfer and service stage. We are now going to refer to the code kung ano ba yung limits natin sa transfers o sa service. And lastly, we are going to calculate the stress under known loads at different stages. So, basically, ang nadagdag po dito, we already know, we are now going to use the stress limits. Gagamit na tayo ng stress limits. We are now going to calculate for the stress limits. Okay, so again, just a basic recall. This is what we are going to focus still. We are still going to focus on calculation of the stress. But again, we are going to explore another method, which is C-line and load balancing. So the basic concept still relies on the summation of the stresses, negative P over A coming from the pre-stress, PEC coming from the eccentricity of the pre-stress, MC over I coming from the gravity loading. And kapag ka po meron tayong PA of pre-stress force, that will be compression. Kapag meron po tayong eccentric moment due to eccentricity, that will be tension at the top, compression at the bottom. And kapag meron naman tayong gravity load, that will be compression at the top and then tension at the bottom. So it's the same principle. So if we are going to recall, this is our direct formula, which is if we combine the three terms, that is F top, F bottom, that is still negative P over A plus or minus PEC over I minus plus MC over I. Okay? It's still the same principle. So now, let's talk about C-line method. When we talk about C-line method, it is also known as the line of pressure method. Line of pressure method is a method where the beam is actually analyzed as a plain concrete elastic beam using basic principle of statics. So, ang ginagamit niya po, basic principle of statics. So, the pre-stressing force is considered an external compressive force with a constant tensile force. So, anong nangyari? Gagawan po natin ng compression tension. Gagawan natin ng compression tension. So, basically, if there is actually no eccentricity, kung wala po tayong eccentricity, then we only have, kapag eccentricity is equal to 0, then yung force natin naka-apply sa gitna, and then we have a constant stress. Do you agree? We talked about this last time. Is this correct? If there's no eccentricity, we have a constant stress. We have a constant stress. On the other hand, if we have eccentricity, kapag nagkaroon po tayo ng eccentricity, what happen is, nagkakaroon tayo ng moment, no? Nagkakaroon tayo ng moment and due to pre-stress alone, On the other hand naman, due to pre-stress plus eccentric moment, due to pre-stress and eccentric moment, what we are going to have, so meron daw tayong pre-stressing na in-apply dito sa bottom. So that is P with a certain eccentricity, no? With a certain eccentricity. So kung meron na pong eccentricity yan, basically ang stress natin, we have compression stress. This one. Tapos meron tayong tension stress sa taas, we have tension stress sa taas and yung compression stress at the bottom, no? Which will result, basically, ang magiging result natin is equal to, ganito siya, no? Tension stress sa taas. So, malaki sa ilalim. Malaki yung compression sa baba. malaki yung compression sa baba, and at the same time, meron tayong maliit na compression sa taas. Okay? So kasi basically, yung taas natin may tension. So yung taas tension, tapos due to pre-stress, compression to tapos tension. So naging maliit na compression. Ito naman compression tapos compression pa. So naging malaking compression. Do you agree? Do you agree with my stress diagram? Nakakasunod po? Okay. So if that's the case, ang nangyayari po, meron tayong resultant force C. Meron tayong resultant force C, no? Meron tayong resultant force C at an eccentricity E. So yung distance, kung ang gagawin natin, yung tension force is actually the pre-stressing force. The tension force is actually the pre-stressing force, which is yung compression force. Dahil equal naman po yung tension compression, equal din yan sa pre-stressing force. So that means yung distance between the tension and the compression, yan po yung lever arm. Yan yung lever arm A. Do you agree? Yung distance between the compression and the tension, that will be the lever arm A. Or basically, kinuha ko po yung, if I want to use the C-line method, kinuha ko yung resultant na to. Kukunin ko yung resultant, that is compression C, tapos meron ako ditong P, yung T ko. So the distance between them, which is A. So, ang nagiging moment natin para makuha natin yung equivalent moment will be compression or tension times A. So equivalent moment will be equal to tension or compression times the distance A. Okay? Times the distance A. So now, kapag ka nagdagdag pa ako ng additional load, if nagdagdag ako ng additional load na W, what will happen to the compression? Di ba ang mangyari, if this is now the compression natin, if that is the compression, idadagdag ko ngayon yung due to additional load or gravity load. So due to gravity, I will have now tension at the bottom, and compression at the top. Tension at the bottom and then compression at the top. Which will result in a tension at the bottom or a little bit of compression and then compression at the top, no? Kasi mas malaki yung ina-apply natin na gravity load. So which will result into like this. Ito po yung ayan. Let's say ganito, no? Ayan. Which will result in this type of pressure diagram. Mas malaki na yung compression mo sa taas, tapos a little bit of compression or tension sa baba. Compression or tension sa baba or a big compression at the top. So what happened now is that yung compression natin lumipat, yung compression force or yung resultant na nating nasa baba, lumipat na sa taas kasi yun na po yung mas malaki yung area. So yung compression natin nasa taas na. Yung resultant, basically the resultant of the compression of the resultant of the stress. The resultant of the stress diagram now move upward, tumataas siya. Nagmo-move siya pataas. So, if we are going to see that, ito yung nangyari sa kanya. So, yung compression na po nasa taas kasi ando na yung by applying all the loads, yung resultant ng pressure diagram is actually at the top. So, yun yung compression. And then, yung tension natin nasa baba pa rin kasi andun po yung ating tendon. So, that is tension. And the distance between them is actually now A. That's A. So now, if we are going to equate that compression is equal to tension, alam natin compression is equal to tension, and then yung A natin, yung A is equal to the moment produced by the compression and tension, 'di ba? Meron yang napoproduce na moment. So moment compression or tension or TA, or yung C or T equal din po yan sa P. So ang gagawin ko na lang, P times A is equal to moment. P times A is equal to moment, which will give me A is equal to M over P. So the moment divided by the P, divided by the stress or the pre-stress force. So the moment divided by the pre-stress force, that is A. So ngayon, kung alam ko na yung A, para makuha ko po yung, para makuha ko yung E prime, para makuha ko yung E prime. So ang E prime natin, as you can see, A is equal to E eccentricity plus E prime. So if I want to solve for E prime is equal to A, which is M over P minus E. So ito yung E prime. Yung E prime is actually distance from the center of gravity up to the compression force, or up to, papunta siya dun sa resultant force ni compression, no? So that's E prime. Now, if we are going to use if we are going to calculate the stress now, kapag ka-calculate natin yung stress, ang gagamitin na lang natin itong E prime. So the basic concept is that instead of using the eccentricity, magkakaroon tayo ng resultant eccentricity. Ito yung tinatawag na resultant eccentricity. Kasi nga, yung eccentricity na ginagamit natin only contributes to the moment. Moment lang yun ng pre-stress force. Pero yung resultant eccentricity, kasama na lahat ng forces. Yun na yung eccentricity ng lahat ng forces, including the gravity load. Does that make sense? Naintindihan po ba? Yung resultant eccentricity, kasama na lahat ng forces, including the gravity loads. So in that case, kung resultant eccentricity na yan, wala na tayong idadagdag na MC over I. Ang formula na lang natin, PE prime over C. And then, it's always this value. So, ang mangyari na po sa atin, F top, F bottom, will now be equal to negative P over A. Lagi na lang po siyang negative, positive. Sir, bakit negative, positive? Because we are now considering that the positive, yung plus sign, will be the tension at the bottom. Tension at the bottom, compression at the top. No? Kasi pinagsama natin sila in just one resultant eccentricity. So times P times E prime C over I. That's it. Ito na lang yung formula natin. So ang nawala po yung MC over I. So instead na gumamit tayo ng moment, yung may M's plus MC over I, ang nangyari, kinuha natin yung resultant eccentricity, tapos yun po yung ginamit natin sa pag-calculate ng F top saka F bottom. So that's what we called a C-line method. Kaya siya C-line method because we are calculating the stress based on the movement of the compression force. Dahil gumagalaw siya, mula sa baba, umaangat siya as you add the load. No? Umaangat po siya as you add the load. Okay? Sige, let's try to answer this using C-line method. So, gamitin natin C-line method. No? Sige, try natin to. Pretension, a pretensioned only, simply supported 10 LDT 24 double T-beam without tapping has a span of 19.51. So, ang span daw po ng ating beam, 19.51 meters. It is subjected to a uniform superimposed gravity dead load and intensity live load of 6.13. So, superimpose po ito. Anong pagkakaiba na kapag superimpose? Pag sinabing superimpose, ano ibig sabihin nun? Pag sinabing superimpose, nilagay, wala pa yung, anong nawawala dyan? Wala pa yung self-weight. That's good. So kapag sinabi pong superimpose, hindi pa kasama yung self-weight. Okay? So, you need to calculate for the self-weight. Okay? So, given naman na design criteria of the section are the following. So, meron tayong gamma ng concrete. Meron tayong FC prime, F prime of C, 41.4, FPU, 1860. FPU is the ultimate strength ng tendon. FPY is the yield strength of tendon. FPA effective is the effective stress of tendons after losses. After losses na po ito. Kapag effective, after losses. After losses. So, FC initial, ibig sabihin during transfer. During transfer. APS is the area of pre-stressing. Area ng pre-stressing. Area ng concrete is 2897. IC is the moment of inertia, naka-centimeter. So, kailangan mo i-convert. FP initial, ano yung FP initial? Pre-stressing during transfer. Okay? Pre-stress force, pre-stress during transfer. So, kapag ka ang tinatanong sa'yo, transfer, ito yung gagamitin mo, FPI. Wag yung FPE. FPE, ano yan? Para sa service. Okay? Okay. So, meron na rin tayong CB, 452. Ay, naka-convert na pala yung CB. CB is 452 and then CT is 158. So, CB and CT, ibig sabihin nun, C bottom saka C top. Naintindihan po ba to? C bottom saka C top? Opo, okay. Tapos meron din tayong eccentricity sa edge, meron din tayong eccentricity sa center. So, ibig sabihin, eccentricity sa edge, EE, meron tayong eccentricity sa gitna, EC. Okay, magkaiba yung eccentricity sa edge at eccentricity sa gitna. Kasi anong tawag dito sa cable na to? Kapag ganyan yung ating format, what do we call that table? Cable. Is it drape or harp? Dalawa lang naman yan, drape or harp. Kapag straight line, ang tawag dyan, is it drape or harp? Harp po, tama. So harp po yan, no? Dalawa kasi yan, di ba? Kapag drape, parabolic. Kapag harp, diretso. Okay? Drape sa harp, no? So this is harp. Harp po ito. So meron tayong eccentricity, meron na tayong EC. Pero I think I have to convert the moment of inertia, ito, yung AC. Let me convert for a while. AC is equal to 2897 centimeter squared. So that is multiplied by, gagawin nating millimeter. So 1 centimeter is 10 millimeter squared. Ilan to? Dagdagan ko lang ng 2 zero. Tama? Tama ba? 289,700. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Calculating for the moment of inertia, I see that is 935,346 centimeter to the fourth times 10 over 1 centimeter raised to the fourth. Dagdagan ko ito ng 4 na zero. 1, 2, 3, 4. O yan. 935. Gawin ko nga ano to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gawin ko na lang siyang IC is equal to 9353.46 times 10 raised to 6. O yan na lang. Para at least mas okay. 9353.46. Tama, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. So, we have now all the values in terms of IC. Ang unang tinatanong sa atin, final service load condition, compute the extreme fiber stress using initial full pre-stress. So, calculating for the initial full pre-stress, FPI, calculate ko muna FPI. Ano yung FPI? FPI will be the initial pre-stress. Para po makuha natin yung initial pre-stress, gagamitin ko yung PI pala. Para makuha ko yung PI, gagamitin ko yung FPI. I think may nagtanong sa akin na to. So basically kapag ka stress po yung binigay, i-multiply mo siya sa area ng bakal, okay? Multiply mo sa area ng bakal. So para makuha natin yung P initial, that will be equal to FPI times APS. So meron tayong FPI natin 0.7 times FPU. So that is 0.7 times FPU. FPU is 1860 times APS. Ang APS natin is 990. So P initial will be equal to divided by 1,000 to make it kilonewton. 1288.98. 1288.98 kilonewton. And then para po makuha natin yung again, ang gagamitin natin dito C-line method ha, C-line method para at least makita nyo yung difference sa paggamit ng C-line method. So using C-line method, kailangan natin makuha yung moment. Ang moment lang naman na nag-a-apply sa atin kapag during transfer is only saan lang po nanggagaling yung moment, yung gravity load during transfer? Saan galing? During transfer, saan nanggagaling yung gravity load? That's correct. Galing lang po sa self-weight. Kasi wala namang ibang load kapag transfer, no? So during transfer, the gravity load only comes from the self-weight. So during transfer, our gravity load is only coming from W self-weight. So to calculate for the self-weight, that will be equal to gamma ng concrete times the area ng concrete. Ang gamma ng concrete is given, which is 17.98. 17.98 multiply natin sa area ng concrete. Ang area ng concrete is, anong area ng concrete? 2897. 2897 centimeter squared. 2897 centimeter squared. Iko-convert ko naman to sa meter. Gagawin kong meter, no? Centimeter squared. So, that will be 100 centimeter. 100 centimeter is to 1 meter. Tapos, squared. So, yan. That will be our self-weight. Ano self-weight natin? 5.2088. 5.20 pala, hindi 02. 2088. But take note hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin yung ganitong solution sa quiz 1. Okay? Quiz 2 pa to. Okay? Just wag nyong paghaluin. Okay? Wag nyong paghaluin. Okay? 5.2088 kilonewton per meter. Now, calculating for the moment due to dead weight or self-weight, MSW, that is WSW L squared over 8. That is 5.2088 times the length. Ang length natin is 19.51 squared over 8. What is our self-weight? 247.835. 247.835 kilonewton meter. So ngayon, para po magamit natin yung C-line method, kailangan nating makuha yung A. Nako ha? 'Di ba? Para makuha mo yung E prime is equal to M over P minus E. Okay? M over P minus eccentricity. So ang E prime natin, ang moment is equal to M over P. Ang moment natin 247.835 kilonewton meter yan, kilonewton meter divided by So, okay lang yan kahit naka-kilonewton meter basta consistent tayo sa unit. So, kilonewton meter, dapat yung nasa ilalim ko, kilonewton. Ang pre-stress ko, kilonewton, 1288.98. Minus eccentricity. Ang eccentricity natin, kung naka-meter tayo, dapat naka-meter din. Anong eccentricity natin? Sa midspan tayo kumukuha, so 375. So, minus 0.375. So, what is our E prime? The resultant eccentricity? Kung negative, negative talaga. Ganon. Pag ibig sabihin ng negative, nasa baba siya. Nasa baba. Nasa baba yung eccentricity. So, tama. You have to consider the negative kung negative po yung lumalabas. Okay? Negative 0.1827. Gawin nga nating millimeter kasi naka-meter ito para mas marami tayong decimal na makuha. Negative 182 point, ilan to? 7, ilan to? 182.72, 72, 7278. So, negative 182.7278. So, given that, we can now calculate F top, and F bottom. So, F top muna. So, F top, again, lagi po siyang minus plus lang, no? Minus plus. So, negative P over A, minus plus. So, ibig sabihin, minus PE prime, PE prime, that's moment, then PE C top over I. Okay? Yan lang yan. PE prime C top over I. Dalawa lang. So, to calculate for F top, that is equal to negative P. That is 1288, 1288.98 times 10 raised to 3 divided by the area. Ang area natin is 2897, 289700 minus P. Ang P natin 1288.98 times 10 raised to 3 times E prime. Kung negative po, lagay nyo na negative. Negative 182.7278. Hindi kasya. Times C-top. Ang C-top ko is C-top 158. Nakamultiply yan na hindi lang kasya. Divided by I. Ang moment of inertia ko, that is 9353. 9353.46 times 10 raised to 6. Ano pong F-top? So, dahil negative, negative, magiging positive. $158 po yan, 158. Negative, negative 0.47, negative 0.4707 megapascal. Dahil negative po siya, ibig sabihin, compression. Nakasunod po ba? Nakasunod po ba tayo? Nakasunod? Okay. F bottom naman, F bottom. So, calculating for F bottom, on the other hand, that will be negative 1288.98 times 10 raised to 3 divided by 289700. But this time, plus na po, plus 1288.98 times 10 raised to 3 times negative 182.7278 multiply by C top, ay C bottom. C bottom natin is 452. 452 divided by 9353.46 times 10 raised to 6. What is F bottom? Negative 15.8313. This is still compression. Which is reasonable naman. Kapag ka po talaga transfer, 'di ba dapat mas malaki yung compression sa ilalim tapos a little bit of compression on top. So, tama naman. Tama naman po yung ating na-solve. No? Compression, compression. Any question about this before we move on to the next one? May question po ba? Okay. So now let's move on. What is the final service load condition when the pre-stress losses have taken place? So final naman na po tayo, final stage. Considering final stage, so kung final stage na, magbabago na po yung PE natin. PE will be equal to, or yung, basically that's the final pre-stress force. Ang gamitin na lang natin PF, okay? Or PE is okay. PE is okay. P effective kasi ibig sabihin yan. P effective. So that is FP final times APS. FP final as per our ito, FPE after losses 1034. So that's 1034 multiplied by APS. APS is 990. So what is the final pre-stress force? Final pre-stress force, what's that? Divided by 1,000 to make it kilonewton. 1,023.66 kilonewton. Now, dahil final stage na po ito, kasi consider na rin natin yung mga gravity loads. So, the weight total will be the self-weight plus the weight ng loads. No? So, total weight or the total gravity load, the self-weight is 5.2088 plus the weight of the loads, which is, ang loads natin, 6.13. WT will be equal to 11 point, ilan to? 3388. So calculating for the moment total now will be WTL squared over 8, that is 11.3388 times the length, which is, ang length natin, 19.51 squared over 8. What is the moment total? 539.5002. 539.5002 kilonewton meter. Now, since we already have the moment, we already have the P, we can now solve for E prime. E prime is equal to M over P minus E. So, ang moment 539.5002 divided by force 1023.66 minus eccentricity. Ang eccentricity natin is 375.375. What is our E prime? Gawin nating millimeter ulit. Times 1,000. 152.0307. Positive, negative. Positive to, no? Positive. This is now positive kasi final stage na to. So, E prime is positive. So, calculating for F top will be equal to negative P over A. That will be minus plus P E C over I. E prime. So, F top muna. F top is equal to negative 1,023.66 times 10 raised to 3 divided by area. Our area is 289700 minus P, 1,023.66 times 10 raised to 3 times E prime 152.0307 times C top. C top is 158 divided by I 9353.46 times 10 raised to 6. What is our F top? Negative 6.1624. Negative 6.1624 megapascal. F bottom, on the other hand, F bottom, that will be equal to negative 1023.66 times 10 raised to 3 divided by 289700 plus P 1023.66 times 10 raised to 3 times 152.0307 times C top. C top is 452 over 9353.46 times 10 raised to 6. What is our F bottom? 3.9871. This is tension, this is compression, no? Which is tama lang naman. Tension and then compression. Uh, any question about this? Question? Okay. About the others? Others. Okay. For the last part, before we answer the interaction ratio, ang hinahanap po kasi dito, DC ratio of the actual stress to the allowable stress. Let's discuss first yung ating allowable stresses, no? Okay, i-discuss ko muna yung allowable stresses. So, before we answer the last portion or the part C, discuss ko muna yung stages of pre-stress concrete. So we already know that there are actually several stages in our pre-stress concrete or in our pre-stress member. Una is a pre-stress transfer, then under service loads, and then long-term service, and under ultimate loads. So in long-term losses, ito po yung pagka nagko-consider na tayo ng deflection. Ultimate loads, ito po yung next topic natin at the midterm period, yung sa ultimate capacity na. Ngayon dito pa lang po tayo, transfer saka service. So during transfer saka during service, what are the allowable loads as per NSCP? So if we check with the allowable loads of NSCP, we can go to NSCP provision section 424.5. According to section 424.5, uh, the maximum stress in pre-stress concrete flexural members. Ayan. Maximum stress in pre-stress concrete flexural member. Ang unang pong sinasabi ng code natin, we have the maximum stress in our tendons, which is yun yung yield strength natin saka ultimate strength ng tendons. So kapag gumamit tayo ng stress relief, low relaxation, the maximum FPU is 1860. Ito yung common na ginagamit natin. Kapag stress relief, wire naman, kapag wire hindi strand, 1725. Kapag high strength bar, 1035. The common that we are using is 1860. Ito yung ginagamit natin. And the ratio of FPY over FPU depends on the bar, no? So, basically, ito po yung low relaxation, tapos stress relief, and then deform bars, okay? So, according to according to the maximum permissible tensile stress NSCP table 420.2.5.1. So during stress, ang pwede daw po na tensile stress sa kanya 0.94 lang ng yield strength or zero point 0.8. Maximum tensile stress is the minimum between 0.94, 0.8 and the maximum jacking force. That is for during stressing. Kapag after force transfer naman, pag na-transfer na natin, that is 0.7 FPU. Okay? So, actually, ito pong mas importante, yung sa concrete. What are the permissible stresses at concrete? So, meron tayong, take note, pagka meron po tayong concrete, meron tayong tensile, saka meron tayong compressive limit. Tensile limit and compressive limit. Of course, sa initial stage, during transfer, ang tension natin nasa taas, iniingatan natin na mag-crack yung top kapag transfer kasi naka-top siya, no, naka-curvature upward. So tensile during transfer, ang tension niya nasa taas, ang compression niya nasa baba during transfer. During service naman, ang compression niya nasa taas, ang tension niya nasa baba during service or during final stage. So the initial stage is actually critical for several different reasons. Mas mataas yung pre-stress niya kasi wala pang masyadong loss. And at the same time, yung concrete natin, mababa pa yung strength because the concrete is still young. Diba? Sinabi ko po dyan, initial concrete strength. The initial concrete strength. And then, moment is at lowest value. So, ibig sabihin, walang masyadong kumukontra dun sa moment or dun sa eccentricity due to moment kasi nga self-weight pa lang yung dinadala natin. Moment is at lowest value, self-weight only at midspan. Since there is no applied moment to counteract pre-stressing eccentricity at beam ends. Na? So kaya po importante yung ating initial check kasi ayaw natin that during this transfer stage magka-crack yung concrete. Okay, so what are the permissible stresses during transfer? Okay, during transfer, we are avoiding the initial stage or yung compressive stress because we don't want the concrete to crack. We don't want the micro cracking happens if initial compressive stress is too high initially, member will be more likely to crack later. Kung masyado nang mataas agad yung stress natin sa transfer pa lang, most likely magka-crack po siya after service loading. Ha? So, what is the permissible stress according to NSCP? So, sabi po ni NSCP, according to table 4245.3.1, ang concrete compressive strength after transfer of pre-stress. Ito. After transfer of pre-stress. Ibig sabihin, during transfer stage at transfer. During transfer stage, yung dulo daw natin, yung pinakadulo, 0.7. Bakit mas mataas yung requirement sa dulo? Kasi wala pong self-weight moment doon. Sa gitna naman, 0.6. Sa gitna, 0.6. Yung LTR or yung transfer length could be taken as 50 times the diameter of the bar or 100 times dB for wire. Usually, ang ginagamit natin strand, so ang basically ito, 50 dB. 50 dB. Kasi strand yung ginagamit natin. Na? So, on the other hand, kapag initial stage naman ng tensile stress, why is it important that we check the permissible stress? Because stresses in concrete immediately after pre-stress transfers is to avoid top cracking. Iniiwasan natin na mag-crack yung nasa top. Kaya i-check natin yung tensile stress. Due to the negative moment of the eccentric strands, kasi dahil sa negative moment ng strands, nagkakaroon tayo ng tension sa taas. And we want to avoid the tension sa taas. So what is the limit according kay code? So according kay code, ang limit daw po natin after transfer of pre-stress or basically during transfer, sa gitna, 0.25. Sa gilid, 0.5. Sa gitna, 0.25. Sa gilid, 0.5. Okay? Gitna, 0.25, sa gilid, 0.5. Lagi pong mas malaki yung sa gilid kasi nga walang dead load moment doon. Okay? How about for final stage naman? Sa final stage, I hope you are natatandaan to ha. So ulitin natin. Kapag ka-transfer po sa concrete, kapag compressive 0.6, kapag tension naman transfer 0.5. Sorry, 0.25. 0.25. 0.25. So, on the other hand, kapag meron naman tayong service stage or final stage, during the final stage, basically all pre-stress laws have occurred and full specified loads are already applied. Na? So, for the concrete compressive stress at service loads or during final stage, we are considering the pre-stress, concrete compressive stress limits. Kapag pre-stress plus sustained load, that will be 0.45 FC prime. Kapag pre-stress plus total load, that will be 0.6 FC prime. So anong pagkakaiba ng sustained load sa total load? Yung sustained load, applicable po yan, or yung 0.45 FC prime, this is actually applicable to pre-compressed tensile zone. Ano yung pre-compressed tensile zone? A pre-compressed tensile zone, let's read through, is actually the region of pre-stressed concrete member that is compressed by the pre-stressing force but is expected to experience tension under service loads. So, ibig sabihin daw, due to pre-stressing, nako-compress siya. Pero, dahil sa service loads, nagiging tension siya. So, ang tawag po doon, pre-compressed tensile zone. So, sa pre-compressed tensile zone, kung after some time, ang nakuha niya, basically, ang naging final stress niya, compression, ang limit niya, 0.45 FC prime. O sige nga po, if naintindihan yung binasa natin. So sa tingin nyo, ano yung pre-compressed tensile zone? Is it top or bottom? O 50-50 lang. Is it top or bottom? Top or bottom? According sa pre-compressed tensile zone, una daw, compression siya, pero dahil sa service load, magiging tension siya. So ano yan? Top or bottom? It's actually, ano to? Bottom. Tama yun, bottom, no? So, ito yung bottom ng beam. So, ang sinasabi po ng ating sinasabi ng limit na kapag yung bottom mo, naging compression yung dulo niya after calculating for the service stage, ang naging dulo niya is actually 0.45 FC prime. So, plus sustained load. Ibig sabihin, yung pre-stress plus yung dead load lang, tapos naging compression na siya. So, that means, i-check mo siya sa limit na 0.45. So, kapag sinabing sustained load, that will be pre-stress plus dead load. No? Plus dead load at final stage. At final stage. So, ang 0.45 FC prime niya will be basically 0.45 ng FC prime. Mas mababa yung limit niya sa ilalim. Pero sa taas, ang limit mo 0.6. Sa taas, ang limit mo 0.6. Okay? Sa taas, kasi hindi yun pre-compressed tensile zone, ang limit mo 0.6. The limit will be 0.6. Okay? So, on the other hand, kapag ka naman po nagkaroon tayo ng tension and crack. So, for permissible stress in concrete and crack, then we have to consider, magko-consider tayo ng tatlong type ng classification ng pre-stress member. Tatlong classification. UTC. Ano yung U? Class uncrack, class transition, saka class crack. Na? So, kapag uncrack po siya, yung tension stress niya less than 0.62 FC prime. Uncrack. Usually, we want our member to be in this stage. Gusto natin nasa uncrack stage. Pero, if the deflection is still okay, pwede rin po yung transition. Kasi yung transition, hindi pa naman siya nagka-crack. It's the transition between uncrack and crack. So, if transition, it's actually between 0.62 and square root of FC prime. So, okay lang yung square root of FC prime if okay pa rin yung deflection. On the other hand, kapag crack naman, FT or the tension stress is greater than square root of FC prime, we don't want crack section. Ayaw natin ng crack section. No? As much as possible, we want uncrack and crack. We want uncrack and transition. So, the limit is actually 0.62. And limit natin 0.62. Pero, if ever that the deflection is actually okay, then we can allow square root of FC prime. Okay? Yung ating transition. So, if we are going to summarize, o ito po yung summary natin, as per code po yung binasa natin, at transfer, ang limit natin, 0.25 square root of FC prime. Kapag naman po sa compressive stress at transfer, 0.6 ng FC prime. Kapag ka naman po at service load, kapag class uncrack, 0.62. Kapag ka naman compressive tensile stress, if deflection is checked and complies with SCI requirement, if okay naman yung deflection, pwede po yung square root of FC prime. Class transition. Yan naman yung transition. Pwede rin yung transition, pwede rin yung uncrack. Okay? So, pero kapag hindi ka pa nagche-check ng deflection as much as possible, gusto mo uncrack. Gusto mo uncrack. Okay? Next one, allowable compressive stress at service, gusto natin 0.6 FC prime. Pero under sustained load, kapag pre-compressed tensile zone siya, ano na nga ulit? Pag pre-compressed tensile zone, what's the limit? 0.45 FC prime. Kapag pre-compress. Ito, pre-compress, 0.45 FC prime. Kapag pre-compress. Is this okay? Any question? Is this okay? Given that, let's try to go back to that, yung sinasagutan natin kanina. Balikan ko lang. So, ang tinatanong niya, what is the interaction ratio of the actual stress to the allowable stress at service condition? No? At service. So, interaction ratio, IV, of interaction ratio of the actual to the allowable. Actual over allowable. Or basically, ito yung DC ratio mo, DC ratio. Demand over capacity. Ang demand natin, F-top o F-top muna, top o IV. So, interaction ratio for the top stress, interaction ratio for top stress, that will be the actual stress. Ang actual stress natin sa top, compression. So, compression, 6.1624. 6.1624. Ano pong allowable natin sa compression at service? Allowable sa compression at service, asan yun? Ay, malayo. Naalala? 0.6 FC prime. 0.6 FC prime. 0.6 ng FC prime. FC prime natin at FC prime, asan na yun? 41.4. What is our interaction ratio or DC ratio? What is our interaction ratio? Zero 0.2481. This is less than 1, so this is okay. Okay? How about bottom? Bottom, interaction ratio or DC ratio, that is equal to the demand, or actual natin, actual over allowable. Actual ng bottom, 3.9871. 9871 divided by the capacity. Ang capacity natin, considering deflection is checked, no? Considering, kasi, bakit sir, deflection is checked? Ayan, nakalagay po, assume deflection of the beam is checked and complies within the permissible limits allowed by the code. So, if that is mentioned, anong allowable natin? Dalawa lang yan, 0.62 or square root of FC prime. So, 0.62 kapag hindi nakalagay na hindi mo pa chine-check yung deflection. Pagka naman na-check mo na, ibig sabihin okay siya, pwede po tayo mag-transition. So, ang limit natin, square root of FC prime, 41.4. Tension. 0.25 6197. This is less than 1, so this is okay. Is this okay? Okay po ba to? Okay. So our next method is actually called load balancing, no? Load balancing method. So load balancing method is the third useful approach in the analysis of continuous pre-stress beams in the load balancing method developed by Lean. This technique is actually based on utilizing the vertical force of the drape or harp pre-stressing tendons to counteract or balance the imposed gravity load to which a beam is actually subjected. So, ang nangyari po dito when it comes to load balancing is that if we have a harp tendon, naka-harp or naka-drape tendon siya, naka-drape. So, if we are going to check the or isolate a certain very very small tendon part, yung tendon natin naka ano yun, naka-incline, naka-incline. So kung naka-incline yung pre-stressing niya, naka-incline yung PE. So that means meron niyang PX tapos meron tong PY. So meron siyang PY that's actually balancing the load. Binabalance yung load, no? Kaya nga siya tinawag na balance loading. So ano yung nagbabalance ng load? Basically, if there is an imposed load which is coming from the gravity load that we apply, ima-minus lang daw po natin yung balance load. Etong PY, that will be yung balance loading. That will be WB. So, it means uh, kapag kapag meron tayong balance loading, yung balance loading na to is coming from pre-stressing. Coming from pre-stress. So, the balance load is actually coming from the pre-stress and the W, o itong W is coming from our applied load or imposed load, coming from our imposed load. So if that's the case, ang matitira po sa atin, ima-minus natin ngayon yung imposed load, W total, minus the balance loading. Ima-minus natin yung WB. Ima-minus natin yung WB. So, para makuha natin yung net balance load. Para makuha natin yung net balance load. Okay? So, ang mangyayari po dyan, basically, that the total load or the balance load, ima-minus natin yung the balance load, or the applied load, the imposed load, ima-minus natin yung balance load. Minus the balance load. Pag minus natin yung balance load, then makukuha na natin yung W na gagamitin natin to calculate or the W final na gagamitin natin to calculate the pre-stress. It's actually a very simple concept, no? Kung yung kanina doon sa C-line method, ang ineliminate natin, doon sa C-line method, 'di ba, ang ineliminate natin, tinanggal natin yung anong nawala? Tinanggal natin yung imposed load, yung MC over I. Baliktad naman po when it comes to when it comes to when it comes to load balancing. Ang tinatanggal natin dito yung pre-stress. Mawawala yung effect ng pre-stress. So it will be just P over A plus MUB times I. So ito pala yung mga ito yung iniisip ko kanina, what will be the notations na ginagamit. So, when the imposed load exceeds the balancing load, WB. So, meron tayong balancing load, WB. So, such that the additional unbalanced load, WUB, is applied, an unbalanced moment results at midspan. No? So, para makuha natin yung WUB, so WUB, that is equal to the imposed load minus the balance load. Ito yun. So, yung WUB, ito yung unbalanced load. Ang tawag po dito, unbalanced load. Yung WT naman, ito yung imposed loads or yung basically yung in-apply natin na yung gravity loading natin, imposed loads. And then WB is actually the balancing load. Balancing load. Saan galing yung balancing load? Yung balancing load, galing po yan sa pre-stress. Galing yan sa pre-stress, yung Y component ng pre-stress. So kapag nakuha na natin yung unbalanced load, ibig sabihin, doon pa lang sa moment, nakukonsider na natin yung pre-stress effect. If na-consider mo na yung pre-stress effect, para po makuha yung F-top saka F-bottom, hindi mo na kailangan mag-consider ng PEC over I. It will just be negative P over A minus plus unbalanced moment times C over I. So, ang nawala po yung PEC over I. Ang natira po, unbalanced load. So, again, para makuha yung unbalanced moment, that will be WL squared over 8 or depende na kung ano po yung maximum moment, no? So, but it will be the maximum moment of the unbalanced load. So again, that will be imposed loads minus the balancing load. So the question is, paano makukuha yung balancing load? How do we calculate the balancing load coming from our coming from pre-stressing? So paano natin makukuha yung balancing load coming from pre-stressing? Okay, so punta tayo dito. So if we have a let's say dito po, drape tendons. Kapag meron kang drape tendons, what will happen is that you just have to equate the internal moment over the external moment. So ang internal moment natin coming from the tension or the pre-stressing times the eccentricity A. So the internal moment will be T times A, TA. Equate mo sa external moment. The external moment is based on the applied loading. So that is QL squared over 8. Or the balance load, WL squared over 8. WL squared over 8. So now, if we want to calculate for balance load, and then just cross-multiply, yung balance load po natin will be 8 times PA, 8 PA, 8 times PA, cross-multiply lang, 8 times PA divided by L squared. This is for drape tendons. Drape tendons. Pag drape tendons yung ginamit mo, 8PA over or 8PE. Yung A po na yan, eccentricity rin yun. Or 8PE over L squared. Kapag drape tendons, that will be W balance is 8PE divided by L squared. Kapag drape. On the other hand, kapag gumamit ka po ng harp tendons, magkaiba yung balance moment natin sa harp tendons. So kapag harp tendon, harp naman, we are considering na straight yung tendons natin, straight tendons. So if that is straight tendons, then ang ina-assume natin, it will be a point load. It will be like a point load. Equivalent point load niya. So meron tayong equivalent point load Q. So the maximum moment for this type of beam kapag ka may harp tendon is PL over 4. Tama? So that will be P times eccentricity is equal to PL or basically QL over 4. QL over 4. QL over 4. So, that means kapag ka po meron tayong para makuha natin yung equivalent Q, equivalent point load. Equivalent point load kapag ka harp tendons, ang Q natin will be equal to 4PE divided by L. That will be the point load. Point load po ito, point load at center. Point load at center kapag harp. Kapag po drape tendons, it will be a uniform load. Uniform load. So, paano makuha uniform load kapag ka drape tendons? 8 PE over L squared. Any question about this? Nakasunod po ba? Nakasunod? Kapag harp tendon, again, kapag harp tendon, point load po yung ating equivalent. Point load yung equivalent, PL over 4 yung maximum moment, cross multiply, that will be 4 PE over L. Kapag ka naman po drape tendons, uniform load yung equivalent, ang W balance natin, 8 PE over L squared. Ang nangyayari, again, naintindihan po ba yung concept ng load balancing? Sa load balancing, ang ginagawa natin, yung eccentricity, kino-convert mo into an equivalent load. That equivalent load will be deducted to the imposed load, which will result into what we call unbalanced load. Yung unbalanced load na yun, nagiging na siyang moment. Yung moment, kunin mo yung stress nun, i-add mo na lang or i-minus sa P over A. Okay? I-add or ma-minus mo sa P over A. So that is what we call load balancing. Yan po yung load balancing. Okay? So again, same principle pa rin, same principle pa rin. Ang pagkakaiba lang po, again, dito po sa C-line method, nawala yung imposed loads, nawala yung MC over I. Sa load balancing, nawala yung PE, nawala yung eccentricity. Na-convert into load, and that load was deducted dun sa imposed loads. Okay? Sige, try natin. A 14-meter long simple beam has a width of 400 millimeter and a height of 900 millimeter. Imposed loads on the beam are 17 and 12. Imposed loads on the beam is 17 and 12. Unit weight of concrete is 24 and the tendons are draped such that the eccentricity at midspan is 200. Initial pre-stressing force is 2,800 with 16% loss at service. Calculate the top and bottom fiber stress at the center at service stage using load balancing method. So, ang gagamitin natin, load balancing method. So, with that, calculate ko muna yung P effective or P final, PE. PE is equal to P initial times 1 minus percent loss. So, P final, that is P initial, 2,800. 1 minus percent loss, 0.16. What is our P final? 2,352. 2,352 kilonewton. Next, I have to calculate for so wala naman akong iba, no? Rectangular lang yan. I have to calculate for the unbalance. O ano muna, total load muna. Calculate ko muna yung total load. So in total load natin, total load will be the dead load or SDL plus live load plus the self-weight. Self-weight, no? So the total load will be the SDL. Ano yung SDL natin? 12 plus the live load, 17 plus the self-weight. Ang self-weight natin, 24 times 0.4 times 0.9. What is our total load? Ilan? 37.64. So considering that the tendons are actually draped. So drape daw po yung tendons. So drape. So dahil naka-drape yung tendons with an eccentricity of 200 from the center, 200 mm. So if we convert the pre-stressing force into an equivalent balance loading, WB, ang WB natin 8 PE over L squared. 8 PE over L squared. So 8 times the force 2,352 times eccentricity. Ang eccentricity natin is 200 over L squared. Ang length po natin is 14 meter. So that's 14 squared. So what's our WB? What is our WB? Naka-millimeter to ha. Ah, para maging meter, gawin na nating ano, yung 200 kasi 14 naka-meter yung ilalim. So yung 200 gagawin ko ng sige 200 times gagawin kong meter. So 1,000 1,000 millimeter is to 1 meter. Gagawin kong meter para kilonewton meter lahat, meter sa kilonewton. So ano yung WB? 19.2. So ngayon meron na akong WB, meron na akong WT, makukuha ko na yung unbalanced loading, WB. Ang WB will be WT minus WB, that is 37.64 minus 19.2. So what is WB? 18.44. Yung 18.44, ito po yung unbalanced load. Unbalanced load. Calculating for the unbalanced load, we can now calculate for the maximum moment ng unbalanced load, MUB. MUB is equal to WUB L squared over 8. That is 18.44. 18.44 times the length, 14 squared, divided by 8. What is MUB? 451.78 kilonewton meter. And if we already know this, we can now calculate for F top and F bottom. So dahil symmetrical naman, pagsamahin ko na, no, F top F bottom is equal to negative P, that is 2352 times 10 raised to 3 divided by area 400 times 900. Still it will be compression at the top, positive at the bottom, negative plus. So that is the unbalanced moment, 451.78 times 10 raised to 6 multiply by MC, ang C natin 900 over 2 over I. Base is 400, height is 900, cube over 12. What is F top? Ano F top saka F bottom? F top and F bottom? Negative 14.90. Negative 14.90 sa top, megapascal compression. Sa bottom naman, 1.83. That is our F top and F bottom. F top, F bottom. Okay. So another way to do this, kung basically nahihirapan kayo mag-convert. Let's say for example, sir, naka-harp tapos gagawin ko pa bang point load? Gagawin ko pang point load, naka-harp nga. For example, naka-harp yung tendons. So, what you could do is to just calculate the balance moment. Ang gagawin mo lang, external moment minus internal moment. Uh, if you don't want to transform it into an unbalanced load, pwede naman po ang gagawin mo lang para makuha mo yung MUB, that is equal to the external moment minus internal moment. So ano ibig sabihin po nun? Ang external moment natin, yan po yung WL squared over 8. Yung internal moment naman natin, that will be P times eccentricity. So let's say for example, MUB will be WL squared over 8. That is uh, yung total load natin, 37.64 times the length, that is 14 squared over 8. Ima-minus ko sa P times E, so that is ang force natin, 2352 times the eccentricity, that is 0.2. Yun din naman yung lalabas eh. If you check it, it will be, tama po ba? 451.78? Tama, 451.78. So parehas pa rin, 451.78. Asan yun? Uh, yeah, ito. Ito. 451.78. So basically, external minus internal moment, yung double L squared over 8, minus mo lang sa P times E. Yun lang yun. That's the, yan po yung load balancing method. Load balancing. Any question about load balancing? Sige, let's try to answer this one. Kaya lang, I think the FC prime is very low, kaya ako nag-check. I think medyo mababa yung FC prime natin. Let's change the FC prime, gawin natin 41.4 para reasonable. FC prime will be 41.4 megapascal. Let's do it 41.4. So given the section below, perform the stress checks given the limits that we already learned, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina. And we are also going to determine that conditions for compression and tension for initial and final stage. So gumamit daw po tayo ng 11 na 9/16 diameter stress relief 7-wire strand. So kapag ganito po, ibig sabihin yung 9/16, that's the diameter. Yung 11, yan yung number ng bakal, number ng tendons. So para po makuha natin yung APS, to calculate for APS, dapat it will be N times the area ng bakal or the area ng tendons. So, yung number natin, 11, yung area ng tendons sa natin kukunin. Remember our first lecture? Our first lecture is actually yung nandun sa may table. Can we go back to the first lecture? Sige, puntahan ko lang. CE41. If we go back to the first lecture, dun sa may table po na binigay ko sa inyo. Ito. Sa introduction to pre-stress. Diba nagbigay po ako ng table na regarding sa ito, regarding sa ASTM standard reinforcement bars. So kung ang bakal po natin 7-wire strand, ito 7-wire strand grade 270, 9/16 yung diameter. Anong area sa 7-wire strand? 9/16. Asan dito 'yan? Ay sorry, 9/16 pala. 9/16. 9/16. Nasaan po dito 'yan? Sorry, maliit yata. Zoom natin. Ayan. 9/16, nasan siya dito? Paki-divide lang po. So, di ba, 9/16, 9/16. Asan siya dito? 0.563. O, ito yon 563. So, ang area niya, 0.192. The area is 0.192. Is that okay? 0.192. Hindi kasi natin pwedeng kunin na pi over 4d squared yan kasi nga tendons yan. So, ang area, 0.192. Is that okay? So, ang area natin is 0.192, 0.192 times the area ng back. Naka-inches po yun. So, that is 25.4 squared para maging millimeter. So, what is our APS? APS is 1362.578. And para po makuha natin yung initial pre-stressing force, P initial, that will be equal to APS times FPS. So ang APS natin, area, hindi to kilonewton, millimeter squared. Millimeter squared. APS is 1362.578 multiplied by the stress. Ang stress natin manggagaling po dun sa limits natin. So this is stress relief, 'di ba? Stress relief. Stress relief, 7 wire strand, grade 270. So anong limit natin as per code? Balikan natin yung limit kanina. So ang limit daw po natin para sa tensile stress, during stressing for this one, dalawa, 0.94 saka 0.8. 0.94 saka 0.8. No? 0.94 saka 0.8. And because it is actually stress relief, ito yun, stress relief. Kung stress relief po, ito tayo, stress relief. Yung FPY over FPU natin is actually equal to, mali, pangalawa lang po, deform bars pala to. Low relaxation, deform bars. So this is deform bars, stress relief, stress relief, saka yung panghuli, ang tawag po dyan, low relaxation. Low relaxation. So ang stress relief natin, FPY over FPU is 0.85. So FPY over FPU is equal to 0.85. So FPY over FPU is equal to 0.85. Alam natin yung FPU natin, grade 270. Ang FPU kapag grade 270, FPU is equal to 1860. 1860 megapascal. So we can now solve for the yield strength, FPY, kasi 0.85 yung kanyang ratio. So FPY will be equal to 0.85 ng 1860. Ilan to? The yield strength. 1581. 1581. 1581 megapascal. So our yield strength is now 1581. So ngayon, para makuha natin what will be the initial stress, coming from 1581, consider natin yung max stress at tendons. Max stress, max stress allowable for tendons. So sabi niya, ang allowable po natin, that is 0.94 FPY or 0.8 ng FPU. So FPS will be the minimum, mas maliit ng 0.94 ng FPY or 0.8 ng FPU. So 0.94 ng FPY, that is FPY natin 1581, FPU is 0.8 ng FPU 1860. Ilan mo na to? 0.94, 1581, 1486.14. The other one is 1488. So, in this case, our governing will be, ang governing natin is the 1486, yung mas mababa. Okay? This will be your governing. This is your governing. So, multiply by 1486.14. Ilan po ito? 1362.578, 2024.98 kilonewton. So this is now our initial stress, our initial force. That is the initial force. So with that, we can calculate na natin yung properties kasi we cannot solve the problem without calculating for the properties. Hindi natin masosolve yung problem without calculating for the properties. So, what can we do is just we are going to make it as one big rectangle. Pinakamadali siguro to. Gawin natin isang malaking rectangle. So, kapag meron tayong isang malaking rectangle, ima-minus natin yung area 1 na malaking rectangle, ima-minus ko yung area 2 nung dalawang minus dalawang area 2 ng dalawang triangle, tapos ito, ma-minus ko yung dalawang gilid. Nakasunod po ba kung paano gagawin? Isang malaking rectangle, i-minus ko yung dalawang gilid, minus dalawang gilid pa ulit. So, sige, okay. So, area total will now be equal to 500. The total height, can we calculate for the total height? 500, that is 800. Tama? 4 times 1, 500, 800. So, 800. So, 800 times 500 minus this one, 200. Yung dalawang gilid, 200 times 400 minus 1/2 ng base, that is 200 times the height, 200. What is the area? Area is 300,000. Calculating for the centroid, let's say, this is my reference line, y top. Kunin natin yung centroid, y top. So, area total, y top, is equal to the summation ng area y. So, area total natin, 300,000 times y top is equal to area 1, that is a very big rectangle, that is 500 times 800 times 800 over 2. Minus kasi negative area, minus area 2, that is 1/2 ng 200 times the base, 200. Gano'n siya kalayo sa reference line? That is 100 plus 2/3 ng 200. Minus 400 ng 200 times 100 plus 200 plus 200, 100 plus 200 plus 400 over 2. What is our y top? Y top? .444. Na? Makukuha ko na rin yung y bottom. Y bottom is equal to 800 minus 384.444. Ilan? 415.555.5556. Okay. So, with that, I can calculate for the moment of inertia. Ix muna. Dito na lang, no? Ix is equal to moment of inertia of the big rectangle, the base, 500.
Ano?
500 times 800 over 12 plus ililipat ko po plus transfer. Transferring 500 times 800. Transfer moment of inertia nasa 800 ano siya no? 800 over 2 minus 384.444. 384.44 squared. That's the first area. Minus, ima-minus natin yung area 2. Ang base niyan, the base will be 200. The base is 200, the height is 200, cube over 36. Okay? Minus area pa, minus area. 1/2, the base is 200, height is 200. Gaano siya kalayo? That is 100 plus 2/3 ng 200. Or basically 384.44 minus minus 100 minus 2/3 ng 200 squared. Okay, minus 2/3 ng 200 squared. Nakasunod po ba doon? Okay, so tama naman, no? Nakasunod po, ano? Paki-check. So minus, ang base natin for the third area, ang base is 200, ang height is 400, cube over 12, minus area, 200 times 400, transfer, ang gaano siya kalayo? Gaano kalayo yung area nung third area? That is 300 plus 400 over 2 minus 384.44 squared. That's it. That's Ix. Ano yung Ix? One 18794.0983 times 10 raised to 6. Okay. After calculating the properties, we can now go back here and we can calculate for the eccentricity. Ang eccentricity natin, ang tendons located at 175 mm. So, calculating for the eccentricity, meron tayong y bottom. Ang y bottom natin is equal to y bottom? 415.56. So, the eccentricity is equal to 415.56 minus 175. What is the eccentricity? 240.56 millimeter. 240.56 millimeter. We also need to calculate for the self-weight. Self-weight muna. Self-weight, so W self-weight will be equal to gamma ng concrete, that is 24. That is okay. Let's just use 23.5 for this one. So 23.5 times the area. Area ng concrete is 300,000. So 300,000 divided by 1,000 squared to make it meter. Ano po yung self-weight natin? 7.05 kilonewton meter. Then calculating for the moment due to self-weight. The moment due to self-weight, that is W self-weight. times L squared over 8. Self-weight, that is 7.05 times the length. Ano yung length natin? 10 meter. 10 squared over 8. What is the moment due to self-weight? 88 point, 88.125 kilonewton meter. 88.125 kilonewton meter. So, with the moment and the pre-stressing, kaya ko nang i-check yung initial stage. Kaya ko nang ma-check yung initial stage, no? So, initial stage tayo. Initial stage or basically transfer. I can now check the transfer stage. So, para makuha ko yung transfer, that will be, kukunin ko po yung stress. Kukunin ko yung mga stresses nila. But, gamit na lang ako ng C-line method. Gamit ako ng C-line method. Pwedeng C-line, pwedeng basic. Kung ayaw mo po ng dalawang method na tinuro natin, gamit ka nung dating method natin. Pwede rin naman. It's the same. Parehas lang po yan. So, using C-line method, let's say, kuhanin ko po yung E prime. E prime is equal to M over P minus E. So, E prime is equal to M. That is 88.125 divided by the pre-stress load or pre-stressing, 2024.98 minus eccentricity, 0.24056. Whatever this is times 1,000 to make it millimeter. Ani E prime? Negative 197.0411 millimeter. Solving for F-top, F-top muna. F-top, that will be negative 2024.98 times 10 raised to 3 divided by area. Ang area natin is 30,000. And then it will be minus plus PE. Ang P natin is 2024.98 times 10 raised to 3. E prime is negative 197.0411 times Y top. Y top is, tapusin ko lang yung yung initial, no? 384.444. 384, that's Y top, and then divided by I, ang moment of inertia natin 187. Basically, yung Y top natin, ano lang yun, minus lang pala yun kasi F top lang to, no? So minus 187.18794.0983 times 10 raised to 6. What is our F top? O, ganun din sa F bottom. Sulat ko na yung F bottom, no? F bottom, negative 2024.98 times 10 raised to 3 divided by 30,000. Ay, sorry, 300,000 pala to. 300,000. 300,000 plus 2024.98 times 10 raised to 3 times negative 197.0411 times Y bottom 415.56 divided by 18794.0983 times 10 raised to 6. Ano yung F top muna? F top muna. F top is 1.41. 1.41 megapascal. 1.41 megapascal, that will be tension. F bottom, on the other hand, is negative 15.57. compression. Ngayon, ang gagawin po dito, i-check natin sa limits. Checking with respect to the limits, dapat hanggang service stage to, kaya lang baka hindi ko na magawa yung service stage. Homework nyo na lang yung service. So, checking limits, check limits. So, at transfer, basically, ang F-top natin, F-top is equal to 1.41 megapascal. Ano po yung limits natin kapag ka-transfer, if you still remember? Kapag transfer, ang limit natin is 0.25 ng FC prime. 0.25 ng FC prime. So, dapat F allowable naman natin, F allowable, kapag tension is 0.25 ng square root ng FC prime. That is 0.25 ng square root ng FC prime 41.4. Ilan yung F allowable natin? .61 megapascal. So basically, this is less than F allowable. So ibig sabihin, okay. So kapag ang tinatanong what is the interaction ratio or the DC ratio, interaction ratio will be actual 1.41 over 1.61. Ilan yung interaction? .876. This is less than 1, so safe. Or okay. Na? On the other hand, F bottom naman, F bottom, that will be equal to negative 15.57 megapascal. So that is compression. Ang F allowable natin sa compression will be 0.6. Ito, 0.6 FC prime. 0.6 ng FC prime, which is 41.4. Ilan yan? 0.6? .84. So, negative 24.84 kasi compression yan. So, this is less than 24.84 negative. So, this is also okay. Interaction ratio, that is actually equal to the demand over capacity. 15.57 divided by 24.84. Ilan? 0.627, less than 1. So, that is safe. So, yeah, gawin nyo na lang po yung para sa kapag service stage, dadagdagan mo lang na SDL saka live load. Pag nalagyan mo ng SDL saka live load, 'di ba? Ano na pong ano niya? Ito na po yung limit niya. Square root of FC prime saka 0.6. Okay? Kapag okay naman yung deflection, square root of FC prime. Allowable compressive stress kapag compression naman 0.6. Okay? Kaya na po bang gawin yung sa service? Can you do it on the service stage? Kaya po bang gawin yung service stage? Can you do it on the service stage? Parehas lang yun ha. Mag-iiba lang yung limit. Pero parehas lang kung paano mo i-solve. Parehas lang po. Ha? Hindi naman nag-iba yun. Hindi naman nag-iba. Okay po ba? Hindi naman nag-iba yun.